Here's a video on 5 theories used in literature research or theory of literature. And we're going to discuss about this with me, Karina Aji, as one of the requirements for theory of literature subject. So what is literary theory? Literary theory is a school of thought or style of literary analysis that gives readers a means to critique the ideas and principles of literature. Yeah, actually, we can find other literary theories, but today we're only going to be discussing 5. The first one would be formalist, feminist criticism as the second. The next one we have psychological criticism, followed by Marxist criticism, and also the last but not least in environmental eco-criticism. First, formalist. Formalism, also known as New Criticism, is a literary theory that emerged in the early 20th century. It places a primary emphasis on the form, structure, and language of literary work, rather than considering external factors such as the author's biography or historical context. So the formalist literary analysis involves a close examination of the text's internal elements to derive meaning, which is structure, form, and language of the literary work. Imagine as a mechanic, the mechanic would examine the engine as the engine itself. It will only see the parts of the engine rather than the how long or the period of the engine exists or the maker's life or the purpose of the engine. He would only examine the engine by looking at the engine. Also, if we are analyzing the form, we're gonna see the form, line length, rhythm, rhyme scheme, figurative language, and diction. Do they fit together? Does it give us any meaning? And so on. That's formalist. Here are the 3 focus in the formalist. Form, which is depends on how it says. So from the work, we're gonna analyze it from what it says only. The plot, how the plot are recounted, the effect of the story point of view, foreshadowing, and progression in nature that suggests meaning. Second, we have diction. Pay attention to the word of choices, like the notation, simply what a word means, and connotation, it has conveys a certain feeling about the word. For example, thin and skinny. Thin imply both of the words imply a slim figure, but skinny often has a negative connotation to it. Then we have also unity. We're gonna analyze how all the aspects of work fit together. And we also pay attention to imagery, irony, and paradox. So remember, formulas focuses on the structure, form, and internal structure of the work itself. Here is the sample thesis. Next one, we have feminist criticism. Just like the name, feminist is based on the assumption that culture is fundamentally patriarchal and that there is an imbalance of power that marginalizes women and their work. The goal is to find misogyny, negative attitudes about women in the text. It examines how gender roles, identities, and power dynamics are portrayed in the literature. It aims to explore and critique representation of women and men, as well as the social, cultural, and political implication of these portrayals. Here is the sample thesis, as you can see from the screen. So feminist focuses on the power dynamic, focusing in the the role, gender role, especially women and men. Next one, we have psychological criticism, just like the name, using our psychology. It explores the psychological motivation of characters and authors. It examines the subconscious elements of literature, including symbolism, dreams, and the influence of the author's psyche on the text. Psychological criticism is often used to analyze characters' motivation, conflicts, and the symbolism present in the literary works, providing insights into the psychological dimensions of storytelling. Okay, these is like the focus is as two. The first one focus on the idea of the unconscious plays of a major role in what we do, feel, and say. Psychic energy, hunger, pleasure, lawless, asocial, and moral, ego, reality changes and desires. And the next one will be approach focuses on common figures and storyline that reveals patterns in human behavior and psychology. And this is the sample of the thesis, as you can see from the screen. So remember, it focused on the psychological effects of the character that we can see and analyze from the work. Next one, we have Marxist criticism. Karl Marx was 19th century German philosopher who believed that inequitable economic relationships were the source of class conflict. Marxism was meant to be a set of social, economic, and political ideas that would change the world. So this one is main principle of it is to explain any context. You have to look at both material, economic, and historical situation. It is based on the idea the wealthy and the working class are involved in a constant class struggle. The main goal is to explain a text by looking at the ways economics influences the character. Okay, here's the sample thesis of the work. So basically, it's like focuses on the economical situation, how it would impact the character's life, and it would impact the work of the literature. Last but not least, we have environmental eco-criticism. Environmental or eco-criticism is a literary theory and interdisciplinary field of study that examines the relationship between literature and environment. It emerged in response to growing environmental concerns and need to explore how literature reflects, influences, and shapes our understanding of the natural world. They may also look at the differences in the ways humans or animals are portrayed in a text. They might question the idea that humans are central and nature exists to serve us. All right, so those are the 5 theories used in literature research. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully I can see you in the next videos. Bye!